Jonathan Brown is in the city tonight. Jonathan, a major honour. What's been the reaction?
Well, putting places like this back in the spotlight is something that British cycling fans have long been calling for. And as you can see in Leeds tonight, it's quite difficult to avoid the big news. If I get out of the way, you can see this huge special projection which tells people about the 10 UK host towns and cities that will be involved in the 2027 Tour de France, spanning England, Scotland and Wales. You should be able to see those locations in a moment on your screens. The men's race will begin in Edinburgh and head to Carlisle on July the 2nd. It will then go from Keswick to Liverpool and then Welshpool to Cardiff. The women's tour will start here in Leeds and head to Manchester on July the 30th. Day 2 will travel to Sheffield and Day 3 will be in London. Now, this will be the 5th time that the Tour de France has come to the UK. The last time was here in Yorkshire in 2014 when more than 2.5 million people went out on the streets to cheer on the riders, and race organisers for next year hope that they can exceed those figures. John's one of the race organisers from British Cycling. John, how significant is this for cycling and Britain in general?
We're making new history, hugely significant, hugely exciting. 6 stages, 3 involve the men's and women's race, never been done before. We anticipate approximately 10 million people will stand by the side of the road. It's a moment for cycling to celebrate, but a national moment to bring communities together.
And this year and next year's tour, though, will be the first in 40 years that won't be on free-to-air TV in the UK. Do you hope that changes for these 6 stages?
We understand how important it is to people to be able to see those pictures free to air. It's not, a gift, but we have a sense of determination working with the organisers in France to make that happen. A bit more work to do, but we do appreciate how important that is to people.
Well, fingers crossed for that. Thanks for talking to me. Well, the government says that it's investing £32 million to make this event happen next year. Organisers also say that they're going to be recruiting 7,000 volunteers. They say, as a whole, this event will be massive.
It will indeed. Jonathan in Leeds, thank you. And finally tonight, the unexpected doorstep delivery for one postman in Norfolk. During his rounds, Glenn Palmer discovered a baby seal which had become separated from her mother outside someone's front door. Well, named Cold Call, the pup is now being looked after by the RSPCA, and as James Goodison reports, she's recovering well.
Not the type of parcel a postman expects to find in the front garden. This baby seal, named Cold Call, was just 2 weeks old when Glenn found her whilst delivering his morning round.
Knocked on the door, no one was in, and then just, as you do, it's just sort of killing time, waiting to see if anyone would answer the door, and looked at the bins. And then, bins, seal, and a tree.
A fortnight later, the two are reunited. The pup is at the RSPCA's fish school, learning to eat solid food with her roommate Firework, named because she's quite loud. The change in 2 weeks has been remarkable.
I've said this before, her eyes look dry, where today she looks so bright. You can see she's the quieter of the two, isn't she? She's very well behaved.
Now, Cold Call is one of 40 seal pups here at the RSPCA. In recent months, there's been many storms that have swept these pups away from their mothers. They don't have the milk to survive, so they're brought here, given food, medication, and set free once they're adults.
After an hour of the pups' shouts, their prayers are finally answered. Mealtime in the fish house. Once they've regained their strength, they graduate to the pool, where they learn to swim.
Once they're at that stage feeding for themselves, it's perfectly normal to go release them, and several of our seals have been seen several months, several years post-release all over Europe.
So, for Cold Call, a chance to try their hand at international shipping when they're all grown up. James Goodison, ITV News.
And that is all from us for now. The weather is next, and Julie is here with the latest at 10 from me and all the evening news team. Bye-bye.